Wake Med Soccer Park, Cary, North Carolina. The smoke still settling from the pregame fireworks as we take a look at the starting lineup for your Carolina Railhawks in all gray. In the midfield, they're going with Watson, Deleuze, Shipolani, and Abadawi.
Yeah, and, you know, for me, it's a huge game for Matty Watson. You know, on the road trip, it was a little bit of a caught for the goal maybe against Miami. Came into the team against Tampa after being dropped, and now he's got this opportunity to play at home and really show his worth, and I believe that he's going to step up to the plate today. And
the Eddies of FC Edmonton go with a 4-1-4-1. The biggest player, though, Matt Van Okel. I don't know of a better goalkeeper in the NASL.
No, outstanding, you know, and I was speaking to the head coach down there, Colin Miller, before the game, and he was saying about he only had two saves to make against Cosmos. They should have won that game. This is going to be a tough game for the Railhawks team. Edmonton are a good side, very workmanlike. And again, speaking with the head coach, he was saying about how this year they're doing the same thing, but they've just got better players. And you wait till you see the squad on the bench as well. He's talking about internationals, young players, the lad Shom. Keep your eye out for him, number 26, if he comes on.
All right, we're underway here. The Carolina Railhawks in all gray. If you notice here in the open, Sam Stockley and myself wearing the gold ribbon,
supporting pediatric cancer and raising money for the American Cancer Society. The gold ribbon in play on the field and here up in the broadcast booth. The FC Edmonton in all white. Daly.
It just looks a bit of sharpness around this game today, you know. I think both teams realise there's an opportunity for Edmonton. You know, they're into their second of 3 away games on the road. And
played forward, kept down there to Niasi. I like that player a lot. Saini Niasi spent time in Major League Soccer, actually played with New England here years ago, and now playing for FC Edmonton. Talented player.
Very much so, and he's the lead in assists for that team. He's got 4 so far. Also be aware of Fordyce. He's come up with, beg your pardon, he's come up with 6 goals.
Here's Fondi, just outside the 18. Shipolani will leave it. There's Deleuze, and this one's sent out of bounds. And early on, the Railhawks look fresh, look sharp.
Yeah, they do. You can see, you know, there's a real great atmosphere around this place. Like you said, 5,000 people coming in, Dean. And it's just there's a feel about it. I think they've realised they've come back from the road trip. They've had a meeting. They went out for a bite to eat.
Here's Abadawi back across and not on frame. It'll stay in bounds.
I was speaking to Naz Abadawi, the captain, before the game, and he was saying how they went out for a team lunch on Wednesday, and it was good. You know, they sat down, they spoke about some things and what needs to be better and what they got to do to be better. And since then, training levels have been up and everything's sort of bought into it again. So sometimes you need that, Dean. You know, I've been there myself in teams where just have a bit of a tough time, and it's good to go out and get away from the actual game and training and different environment and just talk about things. And
it's been a while since the Railhawks have tasted victory. Their last win came on August 27th against Indy 11. No, that's wrong. September 3rd against Jacksonville, my bad. They had a draw and 2 losses. 3 minutes in, no score. Take a look at the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina game plan.
So we go, how about some home cooking? We talk about this home form. You know, it's been so good to Railhawks over many years, and they're going to need it tonight. They look comfortable, they look sharp, and they're going to need that against a very good FC Edmonton team. And then tricky tool for me, it's all about Edmonton. Beg your pardon, it's always just there seeing Fondi go through. It's all about Edmonton size. One thing Railhawks cannot do, Dean, is give away cheap free kicks, cheap corners, in and around the box. It will be great delivery. They've got a lot of size, a lot of power coming in, and it will be a problem for the Railhawks.
That's today's game plan, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, reminding you they have a health plan that's right for you. Alongside Sam Stockley, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you here on WRAL2 and Time Warner Cable Sports Channel, and on your radio dial, 1550 AM and 99.9 HD3 The Ticket. There's Moses, pushed over to left back. And a collision, foul called against FC Edmonton.
It's Rodella's there. He's got Christian on the back of his name on his shirt, but he does well for them, the holding midfielder, the 7 for FC Edmonton. It allows Fordyce, it allows Ledgerwood to be able to get forward, be able to get in the box. Like I said, you know, Fordyce has got 6 goals You know, we've got Keegan on the bench with 5 goals. There's some serious talent on the bench, Dean, as well. So that will be interesting to see how that develops for FC Edmonton against the Carolina Railhawks.
Deleuze looking for Moses, making that run at left back. Paul Black, who has been the mainstay at left back this year, is out with a hamstring injury. Thought his season was done, but I spoke to him before the game. Better news, so he is expected back. Johnny Orlando out with a groin injury.
Yeah, and I think it's that time of the year where getting towards the end of the season, players have been playing a lot of minutes, training hard, and you pick up those knocks. But that's why you have that big squad.
Shipalani with the corner kick. Abadawi over near him. In the box is Moses. Deleuze is in there. Fondy's right in front. It'll bounce down. And out of danger. Looks like it's going to roll out of bounds as Connor Tobin came in hard. And it went out of bounds first, I think. Back to the Railhawks quickly. Abadawi trying to get it from Deleuze and sent out of bounds. How about that tackle from Tobin? Is he sending a message or what?
Yeah, I love that. That's Connor Tobin through and through. I spoke to him before. Again, we go our rounds like we do before the game, trying to get little snippets from players, see how they're feeling. And I went up to Connor and said, "How are you?" He went, "Yep." I just knew he was in the zone. Okay, I'll speak to you later. And sometimes you just got to understand it and know, and fair play.
Over the top, trying to find Omar Bravo. Bravo looking to find Fondy. Boy, Fondy and Bravo to start the fall season. 10 goals. Been a little quiet of late, and this could be the night they explode again.
Yeah, and centre forwards go through those rhythms. And there's a keeper, Van Okel. What a goalkeeper he is. He's been such a presence for FC Edmonton, and we spoke about it in previous games, the importance of having that type of character, that kind of goalkeeper.
FC Edmonton send it into the mixer. Climbing for it was Niase, and there's the big man Silvestre, who makes yet another start in goal for the Carolina Railhawks. It'll be deflected out. Colin Clark on the bench. Nick Platter over there with him. Greg Shields, Dwan Bader not here tonight. Here's Moses.
And Michael Malazio as well, who's been a great addition to the coaching staff down there.
Yeah, Michael Malazzo starts the first half up here to get a different perspective, and then makes his way down to the bench for the second half. Here's Omar Bravo. Bravo now to Watson. Quick touch, Miller. Abadawi. Still with it. Abadawi. Taken away. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was just going back to the 2 centre forwards, Fondy and Bravo, and it's what happens, Dean. You go through. It's all for me. Centre forward play, goal scoring. It's all just about rhythms. You go through stages of scoring, and everything you hit is goals, and then you could go through periods of maybe not scoring as many. And what are you doing in that period where you're not scoring goals? And the thing is with Bravo and Fondy is they're still working hard. They're still trying to find it. Their head's not down. They're doing everything right. It's just that the goals aren't going in that were going in a couple of weeks ago. But they'll come back. They're 2 quality players.
8 minutes in, no score. Tobin to Deleuze. Deleuze hoping Moses can make that run. It'll be out of bounds off of the Eddies. It'll be a throw in. Carolina quickly. Deleuze to Tobin. Watson calling for it. Sam Stockley saying Matt Watson is key as we broke down the lineups.
Yeah, I think I do. For me, Matty Watson can control this game. I was chatting before and speaking with the manager, Colin Clark, and he was saying about how Matty Watson came here to be in the missing piece that the Railhawks hadn't had for a few years in midfield, and I totally agree with him.
Well, that was a great ball from Moses to Abadawi. Deleuze, one pass too short for Bravo, and the Eddies will go the other way with Niasi.
They see, look, that's what we're talking about. That's where Matty Watson's so good, so strong.
Niasi still able to send a pretty good ball the other way. It'll fall to T. Shipalani. Let's see what Shipalani can do. The human highlight reel.
Unbelievable ball there. And what a great header for Miller, to get a touch back in. Obviously, he'd been out for a bit. He was sorely missed, I felt, down at Tampa, just with his balance getting forward. And, that was a great defensive header. But, going back to Matty Watson, I've been involved in the club for 5 years now, and we never really had a Matty Watson with his ability and everything that he could do and piece it together. And hopefully, hopefully now he can settle into it and get back to the form that he was showing a few weeks ago, because he is key to this team. There's no question about it. Him and Naz Abadawi, key.
What a great touch from Deleuze to Bravo, who looks to be more involved early on. He'll send it to Moses. Moses has already had 3 pristine passes. I like to see that.
Yeah, he's been good. It's been a great start from the Railhawks in this first 10 minutes. Really, really good. They look sharp. They look quick.
Shipolani. Miller calling for it. Needs some movement here. Watson has it. Tobin is there for support if he needs it. Watson still under pressure. Gives it to Deleuze. Deleuze checks back. Nice check back. Stephen Miller. Miller will send it in. Good ball. Fondy's there. He goes down. And it'll be a goal kick. Boy, I thought he was pointing with that right hand earlier as Fondy was pushed from behind. He's down on the ground. No penalty kick call, though. There's Colin Clark, the head coach of the Carolina Railhawks, now in his 5th season.
It's been a positive start for the manager. He'll be happy with his response. You know, that he's go on about the 2 away games. I felt they should have got something out of the game, Dean, against Miami. You know, they had the better chances. They had more chances on target. They had more possession. You know, Tampa was one of those games. Hopefully you chalk that off the board. It was one of those games. They just weren't. They looked tired. They weren't gelling. It just felt like they couldn't get a rhythm going. And they've come back to tonight and started very sharp. And love that ball in there from Miller. Matt Fondy, great run. You can see just nursing. I think he got a knee to the backside there.
Foul called on the Carolina Railhawks. You can see the crowd still working their way in here. And on a football Saturday with so much college football going on, this is a pleasant crowd here for the Carolina Railhawks.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. You know, it's brilliant. The atmosphere is good. They just need to get something out of all of this pressure, the Railhawks. It will really lift the crowd then and get them right behind them.
Rodales will drop it to Ben Fisk. And now they'll come all the way back past midfield. On the ball is Smith. Nobody home there. They'll let it roll out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Carolina Railhawks. 12 minutes in, no score. Carolina and FC Edmonton.
You see Coach Colin Miller, you know, had a really good conversation with him before the game. What a great guy, you know, talking about his team, he said that he's got 5 players that he's had to leave at home that could all easily start in this first team. You know, and he's talking about his training habits. He's saying about they've just left Edmonton before and it was 4 degrees, so they're going back to the cold weather. It's interesting, eh? And then they come down here and it's 92 degrees. So this is a team pushing for playoffs, and they've got to deal with different elements with the weather and this, that, and the other.
Omar Bravo trying to stay with it, knocked out of there. Yeah, FC Edmonton comes in 2nd place in the combined standings as they've had a lot of draws, but they don't give points away. So they're staying right there. Here's Watson. Watson dancing with it. Over to Bravo. Back to Watson.
Brilliant. That's what you want to see from Matty Watson. That's what we spoke about. Great little combination there. A little bit overhit by his intentions of it. Good movement from Omar Bravo. Just pulled off his centre back just to create that little angle to bounce past it back to Matty Watson.
Van Oekel, so good in goal. 13 clean sheets, the runaway leader in the NASL. Deleuze. It's Smith tracking back. He'll drop it to Van Oekel. Fondy continues to put pressure on, but Van Oekel keeps it in bounds. Miller steps in front. Miller also looks lively. Abadawi, Fondy, Deleuze. One more pass to Bravo. Tobin will turn around and give it to Moses.
You're talking about the Van Oekel, 13 shutouts, but that says something about the back 4 in the midfield as well for me. You know, that's the thing with Edmonton. They're all about team. They're all about together. You can see already. You know, they're not phased by this. 30 minutes in, they haven't really touched the ball. They've not managed to be able to create any sort of combinations themselves, but they seem very settled. They know what's going on. That, you know, I can see the midfields rotating in there between Fordyce, Ledgerwood, and Rodeles. You know, they're all communicating and moving, and then you've got Amiobi up top, and the Railhawks will expect this. You know, away from home, FC Edmonton, Dean are a counter-attacking team.
Bravo, clip from behind. Daly, boy, the surface here, phenomenal.
Perfect.
I mean, you could eat off of it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Throw in to Matt Watson. Watson Tucks inside, Watson. What a great run from Matt Watson. Across to Bravo.
Can't say it enough. That's what he's capable of doing, and that's what he's got to do from now to the end of the season, because with that type of movement and that type of play from Watson, he could single-handedly help this help this group get into where they need to be. They feel like they've had a lifeline, Dean. You can see the replay here. Look, Matty Watts just ghosts past there, holding midfielder, splits through the defence there and puts a great ball in there. Good defending from the right back, Nick Law, because Omar Bravo was ready to pounce on that.
Van Oekel over the ball. This is the third meeting between the two teams in 2016, but it's the first time the Railhawks have hosted the talented Eddie's team. Carolina dropped a close decision to FC Edmonton on both occasions. On May 22nd, Daryl Fordyce netted a penalty kick in the 79th minute to give the Eddies 3 points. The second meeting had the same result as Jake Keegan scored a second-half goal, and the Railhawks fell again 1-0. Moses whistled for the foul. FC Edmonton sits in second place in the combined standings, and the Eddies have scored just 20 goals this season compared to Carolina's 29 as we look at that foul.
Yeah, you just see Niassi there just sizing up Moses here, and Moses can't, he's got two hands into the lad's chest, and this is exactly what we're talking about. You can't give these cheap free kicks away with the quality of the ball that's going to come in, the size that they've got attacking it.
One-man wall, this is dangerous.
Mark it like a corner, that's what they'll be saying. Balls like this on this angle, you just do your job like a corner, pick the men up that you would as if it was a corner.
Pushing and shoving. The man in the middle, Mateo Bordeaux. Sylvester all the way for the former football player from Miami.
It's exactly what you want from your goalkeeper.
Here's DeLuz, still the all-time assist leader at Wake Forest University, where his dad is the women's coach for the Demon Deacons, has been for a long time. Tony DeLuz, one of the all-time great guys in soccer, no surprise. Austin just is fantastic. Here, over the top, Bravo is in, Fondy is there, and they'll have to do more than that to get it by Van Oekel, but still good stuff from the Railhawks.
Great movement, fully aware of Omar Bravo, exactly what he's doing, pulls away, knows it's difficult to take that down, sees his partner, Fondy, there, just spinning under it, and gives him a great layoff. But actually talking about that, Austin DeLuz and Tony DeLuz, I'm doing that game tomorrow, actually, Wake Forest versus NC State. So it'll be interesting, I get to speak to Tony, he's a great guy.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, great
Phenomenal.
guy.
It'll be tough for you. He's actually better looking than you are, Sam.
He is a smooth looking guy. I don't know what happened to Austin. But the dad.
Austin's pretty sharp as well. This one over the top. Niassi's there. Moses will head it down. Tobin will just clear it out of danger over to the Railhawks bench. We're 18 minutes in, no score. The Carolina Railhawks and FC Edmonton. So glad you're with us here, along with Colin Miller, the head coach of the Eddies. What a super nice guy, by the way. So forthcoming before the game. Yeah, very pleasant.
Yeah, very much so. You just see he stood up, obviously. He knows that he's in for a game tonight. Speaking with him, he said, we're worried about what we can do. If we come down here, start thinking about what Carolina Railhawks can do, it's going to throw us. We know what we're good at, and we know what we're capable of doing, and we're going to stick to our game plan.
Niassi trying to get it back to Nick Law. Still bouncing around. Tobin pops right back up. Boy, Tobin looks up for the challenge tonight.
And that's what you want. He knows the importance of it. He's zoned in, he's focused. There you see Naz Abadai with his 9 assists. What he'd give for a goal at the minute. He's doing everything right, he's assisting, he just needs to get himself a goal.
Silvestre.
It's a great ball there from the goalkeeper.
Here comes the Eddies. Outside the 18, Silvestre gets low and able to handle that shot from Rodales.
Just a mistake there from Daly. Came to clear it and missed it, and FC Edmonton player goes through. What they don't want to do to Railhawks after this really good start is just, lose that little bit of concentration and allow FC Edmonton to get back into this game with little mistakes, little free kicks. They're going to want to slow the game down. They're away from home. So they'll be looking for all of those balls over the top, those little free kicks and opportunities.
FC Edmonton getting back defensively. Fondy was offside anyway. It didn't matter. They made it easy for the referee as there was a collision in and around the 18.
I don't think he was offside there, Dean. I'd be interested to see this. You see a little miss there from Daly. You see Christian coming in there on his left foot and just hits it hard and low across, but no problem there for Silvestri.
Back across, Daly is there. Cleared out by Tobin.
Fans, it's the 20th minute. That means it's the sweet moment of the game. For fans in
still loose.
In seat number 3 in every row. Brought to you by Duck Donuts and Cary, where all donuts are warm, fresh, and made to order. Each fan will receive
20 minutes in. Sam, your thoughts on the game so far? First for the home team, the Carolina Railhawks.
I think it's been an outstanding start from the Railhawks. They were moving the ball well and they had a couple of little chances, but now as it hits this 20-minute mark, you just see FC Edmonton starting to get a little bit more in the game. They're taking the sting out of it. They're not trying to force things, and they're just getting a little bit more of a rhythm into the game, FC Edmonton. So it'll be interesting to see this next 20 minutes.
Watson on it. Shipolani has moved over to the left side. Shipolani, he's got Bravo. Shipolani looks up. Shipolani cuts back. Shipolani with the shot. Not on frame. Fondy was open. Bravo also wanted it, but Shipolani decided to do it himself.
I don't mind that at all. That's what we've been talking about with T. Shipolani here. He picks this ball up well and it just opens up. He's looking all the time. His head's up, and then the gap opens and he just carries on going, and he slows down. He waits for Bravo to make his run and cuts inside. He's still looking to try and play it, and then the last minute he decides to take the shot, and his body was in the wrong position to hit that type of shot. Should have probably maybe bent that with his left foot where the ball was, but I don't mind that. That's what T. Shipolani's got to be doing.
Just like that, though, the Eddie's going the other way. This one is end-to-end. Deflected. Moses was hoping to clear it, and now he does, but it'll be a corner kick.
This is where you got to stay zoned in. AC Moses, he's had a good little start to the first 21 minutes. He's going to have his work cut out against Niassi, who's a quality player. This is going to be a great delivery. It's going to be whipped in.
Niassi wearing 14, Amiobi wearing 18. Headed back into the mixer, still loose. Niassi drives it into Deleuze. It'll go out of bounds, throw in back to Edmonton.
That's a training ground corner, that. Start with, I thought you'd overhit it, and then you see the man on the edge of the box.
Sean Nicklaw will handle the throw in for Colin Miller and the Eddies.
Again, it'll be a ball in the box. It's going to be a long throw.
Very good throw. Snapped out of there by Moses, but to a player. I love it. Shipolani is on it. Shipolani waiting for some gray jerseys. He'll find Matt Watson. Pressure from behind. Watson's got to be careful. Sometimes he's a little too casual, and boy, he stays with it. There's Abadawi. Flag has got to stay down to Fondy. Fondy staying with it, creating some space. Deflected. Bravo's over there.
Great defending there from Carson Smith, the young centre-back on that left-hand side. Worked his feet well. Fondy wanted to get it on his right-hand side, and he just covered it well and did well there, the young lad. Got to be careful, though. That ball, it sort of opened up a little bit again, Dean. You know, it's a couple of times now, the two centre-backs, Watson and Carson, they haven't had much cover on each other. They've both been pretty square and flat, and that's what's allowed that one ball to get in.
Fondy, touch back to Abadawi. Taken away. Ledgerwood. Hard tackle, they'll say play on. No, now they'll call it. And a yellow card. Well done. Looked like for a moment they were going to let it go. Ledgerwood now and Abadawi having some words as Watson is down.
Just Matty Watson just strong there, just out. He just catches him. He doesn't mean to do that, Ledgerwood, to be fair. He catches him with his back foot. It's not like he's come down on top of him. It's just his back foot's gone through and it's caught Matty Watson right on the top of the foot, which obviously hurts a lot. But nothing bad in that. It's been a great start for Matty Watson. He needs to run that off. He's looked like the old Matty Watson, you know, from a few weeks ago, where he's just dominating it in there. He's so quick and strong.
Deleuze. Watson will lose it. Numbers are good for FC Edmonton. 4-on-4 at the moment. No problem, though, for Deleuze, who does well to track back. Deleuze on a dime to Shipalani. What a pass. Deleuze, one of the best in the business at that. Shipalani now looking to find Bravo. And sent out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in.
Wonderful ball there. Wonderful ball from Deleuze to start with. And then even that ball from T. Shipalani. I love that ball between those back four. But
Offering fish and chips for only $8.
Shipalani will bounce up to him.
Perfect for sports fans.
He's looking to flick it outside, but Adam Eckersley was there.
just looking at Matty Watson, he's still still limbering a little bit there because he went straight. He got the tackle from Leisurewood.
Miller will use Silvestre. 26 minutes in, Carolina Railhawks 0, FC Edmonton 0. You're watching Railhawks soccer on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel and WRAL2. Silvestre will play it right down the middle to Abadawi. Abadawi trying to test that line to Bravo. What a ball to Bravo. Bravo now with the shield. He's pushed from behind, doesn't go down. Such an honest player, Omar Bravo. Abadawi with Deleuze. Deleuze, you can see what he can do with that left foot. He'll drop it to Watson. Miller's going to get involved, and they'll give it to Shipalani. Shipalani on the right side. Shipalani loves to do the step over. There's one. Looking to stay with it. And he is fouled. It'll be a free kick opportunity for the Carolina Railhawks.
Great piece of play there from me with the Railhawks there. Just a wonderful ball from Nazab. Look at this first ball here, Austin Deleuze. Look at that. That's what he's so good at. 65 yards straight onto the right foot, T. Shipalani. And then this ball here, his head up, looking all the time. It's just a great ball in behind, but good covered in there by Nick Law.
Dangerous free kick opportunity for the Carolina Railhawks. Shipalani looks very interested. Abadawi is also over there. Shipalani waves off Abadawi. Moses is in the box. Fondy's in there. Bravo's in there. Daly's in there, and Deleuze is in there. Tobin's going to stay back. Watson now is also in there.
Clever header there from the young lad Carson Smith again. You know, he knew he was under pressure, just flicked it on out the back.
Watson sends it right back in. Daly was still in there. Coming in hard is Abadawi, though. He'll be whistled.
Yeah, and Naz Abadawi had to do that. He had to win that ball, otherwise FC Edmonton would have been on the break. But it was interesting in that set play, just looking at it, that the biggest centre-back out there, Carson Smith's picking up Omar Bravo. It's interesting that, you know, when you look at it like that. They know how good he is. You watch Omar Bravo's movement on all set plays. He's always looking to drift out the back.
Sigue Technology Solutions. Technology is our middle name.
Van Okel over the ball. We'll switch it to the left. Left side again. For the Eddies, Daly over to Shipalani. Now Abadawi. Bravo had it for a moment, taken away. Niasi looking for Amiobi. It'll go past him. Watson gets his leg on it. It'll fall back to the Eddies.
Silvestre will let it go. That was Niklaw who was over it the first time.
Colin Miller looking on. Colin Clark, the top man for the Railhawks.
Clever play there from Niasi, just running at Moses there. That is the right winger. Just got his head up, knew he wasn't going to beat him for pace. Moses had him covered and he just pulled it up, got his head up and just tried to drill it to the edge of the box. You know, good player, good wide play that.
Daly. Deleuze has done a good job trying to find the ball Listed as a left midfielder, but he'll go where he needs to go to get the offense going for the Carolina Railhawks.
But with FC Edmonton playing a 4-1-4-1, they got Christian the 7, Fordyce 16, Ledgerwood the 6. But obviously they're playing against, those three are playing against the 2, which are Watson and Abadawi, and that's why on the opposite side you're seeing Deleuze have to come in and pick up the third midfielder. Otherwise the 2 midfielders in there, Watson and Abadawi, are going to get overrun by the 3. You can see now, you know, there's a prime example of it. From Austin Deleuze.
Abadawi, nice touch to Deleuze. Deleuze looking for Fondy. Oh, Fondy's there, but so is Van Oekel. Boy, an excellent bounce for Matt Fondy. A lucky bounce indeed as it bounced over the head of Smith, but boy, Van Oekel so quick off his line.
Yeah, just reads it and sees it, you know. He's just an experienced goalkeeper here. You see a lovely touch from Naz Abadawi there. Austin Deleuze looking to hit it, and he just opens his body up. Look at that, just bends it round there. Carson Smith hopes that that ball is going to obviously skip through like it does.
FC Edmonton. They can counter quickly. Sam Stockley told you about that. Colin Clark, that was one of his concerns. Turnover from Shipalani as he was trying to find Abadawi. Numbers good here for Niasi and the Eddies. Niasi goes around Moses. Of course, Moses spent the last 2 years with FC Edmonton, so he knows this team pretty well.
Yeah, just T. Shipalani, that square ball, you know, in any level, square balls can really, really hurt you. And T. Shipalani just put his head up and played that square ball. But, you know, Moses got to realise, you know, it's too slow, Austin there, too slow on the ball.
Niasi just ripped it away from him, and then Deleuze lowers the shoulder, and he's going to get a card there for sure, I think.
He doesn't need to do that, Austin Deleuze. He just got caught on the ball. He's been trying to wind it, you know. Before that, he took a little bit of time, but played that good ball in over the top, and there he's just lost his head and thought it was a free kick, but it wasn't. He just got caught on the ball by Niasi, and then he's followed in with his shoulder afterwards. But again, you know, just talking about Moses, he's getting isolated a little bit with Niasi out here, and the 14 has taken free kicks with his left foot. So the one thing you need to do is try and stop him from coming inside.
Austin Deleuze, boy, he's lucky he doesn't get a yellow here.
Yeah, he does. He's just left it straight on him. He knows it, you know, Austin Deleuze knows exactly what he's doing there. Again, those are the things that they spoke about at the beginning of the game. A little bit of frustration gives now FC Edmonton a great opportunity to put this ball in the box, which is exactly what Coach Colin Clark doesn't want them to have to do and deal with.
Dallas over the ball. With the right foot, flicked, dangerous. Moses there first time, still pinging around. And now they'll call a foul, though, on the Eddies, and it'll come back to Brian Silvestri and the Carolina Railhawks. 33 minutes in, Sam, no score.
No score, but a very good game. You know, it's two experienced managers set their teams up to go out there. You can see, obviously, Carolina Railhawks with a 4-2-2, and so far they've dealt with that extra player in midfield well. They're just going to have to be careful if FC Edmonton do start getting on top in that midfield. How are they going to switch it? We spoke about it before with Deleuze coming inside, but so far I think Coach Colin will be very happy. Coach Colin Clark, that is, will be very happy, and Colin Miller, FC Edmonton's head coach, they're away from home. He'll be happy with this. You know, we spoke about it before. You get points away from home. They're very good at home. You know, like you said, the weather's dropping up there, Dean. Teams are going to have to go up there. It's going to be freezing cold. That, you know, they're going to get points at home.
Watson feeling that pressure from behind. That was a foul, but they'll play advantage. They'll come back. That's a good job by the referee.
Yeah, you're right there. Great refereeing.
Amiobi just flat out knocked Watson down. They gave it a look and then brought it back. I like it. Railhawks fans, don't forget, on Wednesday, the New York Cosmos are here at WakeMed Soccer Park. Tickets still available. Love to see you on Wednesday night for the reigning NASL champion New York Cosmos. I'd love to see the Railhawks at halftime come out about 15 minutes late for the second half in honor of the Cosmos, right? You know what I'm talking about,
I know
Sam.
what you're talking about. They tried to do it the second time as well when we was in the studio that time.
They did it both times. Yeah, here's Abadawi looking for that diagonal run. Picked off again, though, by Rodales. One back by Abadawi. Omar Bravo looking for options. Shipalani quickly over. Fondy, Bravo, down, Deleuze, and how about The Carolina Railhawks, bravo to Duluth.
What a wonderful goal. What a wonderfully worked goal between the team there. Patience, build-up play, balls into front man's feet. You see this here, look, all calm and composed. Naz Abadai plays into here. Look, Omar Bravo does very well, closes it out. T. Shipolani, little flick out to Fondu. What a great delivery that is. Drops to Omar Bravo, as we spoke about, pulling the back post, and there's Austin Deleuze to slot it home with his right foot. You see again, what a great ball that is. Just recognises it. Hits Omar Bravo, drops down to Austin Deleuze, and there he is, buried it, 2v1 on the back post. Deservedly as well.
Boy, yeah, he had 3 goals in the first 2 games. This is his first goal since game number 2. And who said he can't strike it with his right foot right there, Sam?
No, exactly. Very cultured pass into the bottom left-hand corner. We'll give him that one, right? We'll give him that. But they've deserved it. You know, the Railhawks have been excellent in this first 35 minutes. Such a contrast from obviously when they was away down in Tampa, where it looked a little bit leggy and everything else. So they'll be very happy with that, and they look full of confidence at the minute.
The goal scored to lose, played quickly to Bravo. And it's a corner kick. Carolina Railhawks up 1-0.
Yeah, they just, you know, they've been so good on the ball, and they've been so patient on the ball. They've picked the right decisions. There's been none of those, you know, little individual mistakes that has enabled the enabled FC Edmonton to get any kind of groove.
It's a throw-in, not a corner kick, my bad.
It looked like it rolled out, to be fair, Dean, from where we were.
Yeah, I thought it went over the end line, but Abadawi took too much time with it. Now the Eddies will bomb it long, looking for Amiobi.
It's time for the Papa John's Lucky Section. Tonight's Lucky Section receives a free pizza from Papa
Going out of bounds.
Tonight's Lucky Section
Watson.
They seem to have a tempo about them, Dean. They seem to have a tempo about their play at the minute, the Railhawks.
And they're finding the space, Sam. They're switching the point of attack. This is Colin Clark soccer right here. Sent back in. Oh, my! Was that Miller trying to do the bike? Stephen Miller.
Get another concussion landing on his head like that, but what an effort that would have been.
Boy, he left his feet going full bike. Niasi runs out of real estate. Throw in for Abadawi quickly to Bravo. Bravo will tuck it inside. He'll find Matt Watson. Matt Watson's touch has been impeccable tonight. Moses has been pretty good as well, playing against his former team. The old hero to zero mentality of Sam Stockley.
Being a big hero at the minute. But the whole team has, you know, they're just FC Edmonton haven't been able to get in the game at the minute. FC Edmonton having to do so much work off the ball just with the movement and the passing and tracking that whenever they get the ball, there's only really Amiobi up top, and he's having to drop back in on the back of one of the centre midfielders.
Miller, middle of the park, finds Fondy. Fondy will square it here to Deleuze. Deleuze, the only goal so far, 38 minutes in. It's Abadawi to Fondy. Fondy now over to Miller, who just tried that bicycle kick. We'll show that to you when we can. Railhawks, though, looking for more right now. Bravo, who will get an assist, dropping it to Deleuze perfectly. Here's Shipolani. Shipolani. Abadawi. Abadawi trying to stay with it. Cleared out of there by FC Edmonton. Boy, a bad bounce there. And the Eddies can go the other way. It's 2-on-4, though. Now 3-on-4 as Niasi will join in. Amiobi's up there. Too strong. Moses will head it into space. And it's picked up by Nick Law. Played central to Fordyce. And that's a swing and a miss. How about Stephen Miller trying to get in the act?
Look at this here. Look, gets whipped in here and there. Look where he is. Well, just nearly. He got Watson's head, but that's about it. He was head high with that bike, but fair play for him trying it. There's Daly there, just wanting the ball. They all seem comfortable and composed at the minute. They haven't had much to do, those two centre backs. Just got to stay, you know, as always, they've just got to stay focused. Amiobi's a threat. When they're in that attacking half, Railhawks have just got to make sure one centre half's in front, one centre half's behind. That's the Colin Clark way. He wants them locked in. He likes one in front, one behind, so that ball, it's their only out ball, so make sure Amiobi can't get that to feet.
Watson. Shipolani. Abadawi. Looking for Fondy. Boy, the runs of the Carolina Railhawks have been solid. The ball's into space, even better. Coming in there hard there was Ledgerwood. He's only got one speed, Ledgerwood. He's already got that yellow card. Watson looking for Bravo. He stumbled just a bit. And Bravo pushed down. It'll be a free kick now for the Carolina Railhawks.
You know what Bravo does so well when that diagonal's hit and when it's hung up back post, it's almost like he levers himself on the back. Look, he levers himself on the back of there, the left back, and there's nothing. That's just clever play from Omar Bravo. You can see Eckersley there. He just got Bravo knew exactly what he was doing there.
Connor Tobin, talked to him at practice this week. Told me that he's got no problems with the mask. The breathing's been fine. You know, he's been over at UNC several times. They modified it early on, and they got it perfect for him. And I don't know how he does it. That would just put so much pressure. He said every once in a while, the only thing is, every once in a while it'll get hit, right? So when it gets hit, it'll jab his face just a little bit. But for the most part, since crushing his face at the end of the spring season, he's done pretty well.
He's done very well. You know, that there's Connor Tobin to a T. You know, he was moaning about how he hadn't had the mask. Not moaning, should I say? He was talking about how he hadn't had the mask quick enough to get back playing.
Shipalani, good ball. Score against his former team. He was all over that.
Yeah, didn't look like he was too far away there.
Oh, here's a mistake. And Silvestri, oh my, almost in no man's land. Boy, when you commit, you got to go.
Just got to go.
He stopped for a second. And they push and a foul. No foul. Wow, they'll say play on. Shocked by that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I thought that Christian there just got it stuck under his feet and there's momentum knocked him forward. But going back to that there, like you said, Brian Silvestri, you know, it's a big part of his game that he's been working on daily, you know, and it's got better and better as well, his footwork and his feet. And there's no question that he's he's a quality, talented young goalkeeper. And they're showing a good sign of his confidence of coming out of his foot.
.42nd minute. Daly over to Miller. Miller now.
Another great
Daly,
ball.
yeah, good ball from Daly to Fondy. Fondy has had a great game as well. Deleuze was making a run. Instead, they'll go back to Abadawi and find Fondy again. 42nd minute. Fondy with Miller coming in. Here's Deleuze. Open to Shipalani. Drop dead. Van Oekel, he is so good. So good. Corner kick, Carolina.
Just too much time there. You know, at FC Edmonton, two centre-backs, they've got to step to that ball. Comes in there. It's a great little ball in there. Matty Watson's got so much time to turn and there's no pressure on the ball. You see Van Oekel making a great save again, but you know, two centre-backs from FC Edmonton. The moment T. Shipalani turns there, someone's got to step to that ball. There's T. Shipalani sporting that new haircut.
Shipalani trying to match the look of Abadawi. Not sure if either one works. Shipalani with that right foot. Top of the 18, Omar Bravo's working tonight. He's got the assist. Miller sent back in. Too strong. It'll come back to Van Oekel and the Eddies.
I've got to say, Dean, this is as good as the first half I think I've seen the Railhawks. Especially in the last, 2-3 months. Normally second half that, we spoke about. They came out and played very, very well against Jacksonville Armada a few weeks back. And, I'm looking at it now and they've been very, very, very good. Together, organised, everybody's on the same page. They the top and had a lot of success, so they've carried on doing it, but it's not just been a lump over the top, it's been with quality and it stayed in play. When you got willing runners like Fondy and Omar Bravo there, that quality over the top is key, and they've done that tonight.
Amiobi, a little push from behind from Daly. Cleaned up there quickly though by Ben Fisk, and Fisk is back on it. Fisk for the Eddies as they try to equalize here late. Brilliant ball in. Moses will just make sure, knock it out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for FC Edmonton.
Great defending there from Moses. Nothing he could do there. He's in a good position. Great ball in. Eckersley. just got to keep it tight now for this, you know, last couple of minutes. Last thing Carolina Railhawks want to do is go to sleep on this corner.
Niasi. Cleared out of there by the littlest man on the field, Omar Bravo. One nothing Carolina Railhawks. Goal from Austin DeLuz, his 4th goal of the season. He had 3 in the first 2 games. And been silent since. He's played well, but boy, I thought he was going to score 20 after having 3 in the first 2.
For sure. He's in the right place at the right time. Good movement. Composed finish at the end of a composed build-up play for that goal.
45th minute. Little touch there from DeLuz. Headed back to Van Oekel. That'll allow him to pick it up. We'll get an indication of how much added time. I don't think a ton. Yeah, just 1 minute. It's been a clean game.
Yeah, just Matty Watson went down before.
Officials indicated a minimum of 1 minute of added time in the first half. 1 minute.
Speaking of Matty Watson, he tried to win that, but Amiobi, number 18, he's a handful, came in front of him, won it first, but that second ball won by the Carolina Railhawks, which has been part of the story tonight.
That they've been the ones getting all the second balls.
Abadawi to Shipalani, the Railhawks. See if they can squeeze that second goal out here in the final seconds. Shipalani with the overlapping run. Will tear it back to Watson. Watson will find Moses. About 20 seconds remaining or thereabouts. Tobin now to Moses. High pressure, and Moses will send it back to Silvestri, and it looks like the Railhawks content just going into halftime with that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, great play. You know, they're just killing the clock here. Interesting to see what Coach Colin Miller for FC Edmonton comes at half-time, you know, because his team's not had a look in that first half.
So the Railhawks on top of FC Edmonton by a score of 1-0. The assist, Omar Bravo. The goal coming to Austin DeLuz, as we're joined now by the head coach of the Carolina Railhawks. Wow, that was a
brilliant
breakdown right there from Colin Miller.
Yeah, fantastic, excellent from him. You know, but you know what? He's honest. That's what I like about that. You know, the coach Colin Miller is honest about what he said. Exactly what we've been saying here. You know, I was fortunate there just to get across and be in the changing rooms of Carolina Railhawks, and they've just gone in there and said this is. You know, this is as good as they've played. As good as they've played in the first half. Here's the lad Shom I spoke about, 26 in midfield. He's a young player, very, very, very highly thought of, big time in the Canadian youth national program, and he's an exciting player to watch, so it'll be interesting to see. Shows how disappointed he was. The fact that, you get a sub at half time. It's not often that happens, but when it does happen, it either means something ain't going right.
All right, so Shoma's in. Sam Stockley went into the locker room at halftime, I do believe. Sam, what was the message in there?
They were critical for the next 10 minutes. You know, it's as good as they've played in the first half at home. Very, very positive. But they knew that coming out, that they've got a tendency maybe in the second half to maybe start a little bit slow, and they know that FC Edmonton are going to be coming out. They know the coach they're playing against and how he's going to fire up his team in the second half, because he won't be happy with that. So they're going to look at that, and just in and around the box, they just want a little bit more patient. Even though they've been very, very good, they want to be a bit patient in there. And can they try and find a third man runner? So it goes into Bravo, maybe back to Naz Abadawi, and maybe it's Fondy going in behind, or into Fondy coming back, and maybe it's T. Shipalani. So that's what they're going to try and do in the second half, is get that midfield runner.
Abadawi drops it to Fondy. Good ball to Bravo. Bravo with the assist in the first half on the goal from DeLuz. The Railhawks come back with the same lineup. That means Brian Silvestri's in goal. On the left side is Kareem Moses, Connor Tobin, Daly, and Miller along the back. Matt Watson and Nazmi Abadawi center the park. T. Shipalani, the human highlight reel, on the right. DeLuz, the goal scorer, on the left, and it's Matt Fondy and Omar Bravo up top. Just the one change, as we just told you about. Shamit Shom has checked in, the young man for Colin Miller and FC Edmonton, the Eddies.
And what they've done there, they've just gone back to how it was before. They've put Ledgerwood back in at holding midfield, and Shom's come into that attacking midfield as probably a 10, I think. He'll play more of a 10, with Fordyce playing more of an 8 sort of style. You'll see Shom, he'll go around the place, he'll get after it, he'll try and get the ball. He's very good at passing, dribbling. Like I said, he's one to watch from a young player's point of view.
Abadawi to Deleuze. Will be out of bounds and back to FC Edmonton. Bouncing around. Miller finds Cipollani, goes by him. Bravo does well to get to it. Had it for a second and lost it. Going the other way. FC Edmonton. See what they can do. Overlapping run. Sent in there by Eckersley. Now Fondy. What a touch to Bravo. Bravo just pings it high in the air. And look at Fondy. That great pace, the gait, the presence.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that from Watson. I think he's committed to that. You know, two lads there. Obviously, Fondy's got a little bit more pace. I thought as he slid, he caught him, but there's nothing in that. He wasn't trying to be malicious there. You could just see he's just going to get outpaced. So that's a fair tackle. There's no way that's a booking, and there's no way that was a foul for me. You know, I've got to stick up for the centre back. You can see he's amazed. He knows he's not going to get to the ball. Fondy's faster than him, so he's done what you do as a centre-back. You slide in and get the ball.
The yellow card to Albert Watson. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I feel bad for him because he knows how to pick up a yellow card.
Sure. Yeah,
that was not it there.
No, that's the one he didn't want to use the yellow card on.
Here's Cipollani with the right foot. Pretty good ball. Van Oekel will punch it out. It'll fall. And there's Shom showing that speed. And
if he got to it, it was a 2v1. To be fair to Connor Tobin there, he was committed to that tackle, and he had to be, because Niassi was pulled out wide, and it would have been a 2v1 had he got that little touch. But steady start. You can see that there's been obviously a dressing down from FC Edmonton's standpoint. Come out a little bit more. You know, there's a little bit more bite, there's a little bit more urgency in their movement.
Good diagonal ball. Shom showing some great speed. He'll drop it here to Fisk. Back across, could be 1-1. Boy, that was not struck well at all by FC Edmonton. That ball was squared perfectly. To me, you just hammer that and tried to place it and got nothing on it.
I might have to disagree with you for the first time ever there, Dean.
Well, not the first time, I don't think. That was Fordyce too, by the way.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of his goals, and he does that. You think he's going to hammer it, and he tried to place it bottom corner, and it happened to be Steve Miller there. I thought if maybe with that ball rolling back like he does, and he comes onto it, I think that's got an opportunity. He's trying to control that into the bottom corner. See, it's great play here. Gets pulled back very, very well, and it's here. He catches it. He's just trying to guide it into that bottom right-hand corner. But good placement by Steve Miller.
Now I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
He didn't get anything on it, and Miller was right there. It was easy for him to knock it away. So
I think you must have been like a centre-back when you played. Like I'm like that number 10, yeah, that culture. I hear you. Either or, right? Either or.
Just pounded it.
Yeah.
It would have been 20 yards into the parking lot, though. But
we'd have been bulbs gone in the scoreboard.
No doubt. I've roofed a few 3 feet from the goal, so.
But it's better there.
Cipollani moving away from Ledgerwood.
Yeah, Cipollani's right there. Ledgerwood's tried a little bit there, you know, that's old pro. He stepped over the ball and bumped T. Cipollani, and then
Deleuze over to Fondy. Now Watson.
this is what Stephen Miller gives you. Sorry, Dean. This is what he gives you. He gives that balance. He loves to get forward, and you know, with Drew Becky when he played there, he was one, and that's what they've missed a little bit.
Fisk with Amiobi. A push there by Miller.
Miller had to take that. because Frisk was away, but I just felt Daly there. There's an opportunity. You talk about, I can guarantee if that's Watson for Edmonton that drops on the halfway line for that tackle, he goes through that. But Stephen Miller there, he's just got good play by Frisk. He cuts inside him and he just gets caught and had to take that free kick. But for me, that starts with Daly not going through the first tackle. You can see Coach Colin there, you know, intense. He knows what's going on. He knows it's an important part of the game. He spoke about being the first 10 minutes of the game starting right, not giving FC Edmonton an opportunity.
Free kick opportunity. Fordyce. Niasi deflected by Bravo.
He's just pulled his hamstring, I think, Niasi. He's just checking his hamstring there. Be interesting to see how he gets away with that, because he wound that up, but yeah, he's struggling. He's pulled his hamstring just as he's hit it. That'll be a blow for FC Edmonton. You see him stretching it out there. The moment he hit it, he just pulled up. It's down low, which is... You can see, look, the ball, look, he just stays it here. He just gives it there to Niasi, and as he hits it there, he's wound it up, and the moment he lands, he reached straight back. You can see him there, look, reaching straight back for the bottom of his hamstring. Yeah, he's gone down, he's struggling.
Connor Tobin standing over there with him, and Colin Miller, the head coach of FC Edmonton, is going to make a change. Niasi will come out.
Possibly be maybe Keegan coming on. Keegan's got 5 goals.
Keegan has a game winner against the Carolina Railhawks.
Could be Correa. Correa has 3 assists. I would imagine it'll be either of those maybe that comes on. You can just see him there. He's just talking to his physio there. He felt it. And, you know, that's yeah, you can feel it. They're doing the normal testers there. They just sort of turn your leg in to see it on difference. I've been there a few times. They turn it in and they feel it on the inside and the outside, just different ways to be able to see whether it's a slight pull or not. But again, you're coming out from that different weather, different climate to this. All of a sudden, you know, it's dehydrated, and that's how you get those little muscle pulls.
Yeah, he put his right hand back on his hamstring.
Yep. Yeah, straight away. You can just see, and you know they're not going to take. Looks like Correa. Yeah, Correa may be coming in, and again, you're not going to take a risk. There's no point taking a risk with him there. You know, if he's feeling it a little bit, the last thing you want to do is have him out for 2-3 months with a torn hamstring for the sake of maybe a couple of weeks. You can see he's so disappointed.
How hard is it to come back from a hamstring injury, Sam?
It's depending on how it is. It's mental. That's the hardest part for me. Whenever I pulled my hamstring, which I did a few times, coming back from the injury is okay, but you normally do it in an explosive movement. So it's either a sprint or a go sprint or a stretch or a lunge, and it's trying to get back. It always takes a couple of weeks afterwards to mentally get back, because you're thinking, is it going to go again? Does it feel right? You know. But that's where you do your rehab. That's where you do good rehab. You do, you know, you test it and then you come back in. So
that's where the benefit. If you're like myself or Matt McCullough or Ryan, you don't have a hamstring, you don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like,
brilliant.
57th minute.
That's going to be a big loss there for FC Edmonton, you know. But again, we spoke about the depth of their bench, and it's something that Coach Colin Miller spoke about. You know, there's, like I said at the beginning of the game, there's 5 players that could easily be in the first team now at home, and on his bench he said they're littered with internationals and top players, and now you see Carrera coming into the game, and like you said, in the last game against Railhawks up there, he was very good. He was causing a lot of problems. You know, he's a bit different to Niasi. He'll get in those little holes, he'll dribble at you, he'll drive, and he's more creative.
Shipolani will circle back. Deleuze quickly to Bravo. He is on. Bravo still loose. Fondy trying to get to it. Cleared out by FC Edmonton. 58th minute. The Railhawks 1. FC Edmonton 0. Delighted to be with you on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel and WRAL 2. Alongside Sam Stockley, I'm Dean Linke. Railhawks back here at WakeMed Soccer Park Wednesday night to take on the New York Cosmos. Tickets still available. You can get them by going to CarolinaRailhawks.com. We hope you will do just that. Colin Clark not happy with that call, as it'll come back to the Eddies. Van Oekel, tough ball for Eckersley. A rare mistake from Van Oekel. His hand is up. Keir Fitzgerald, speaking of goalkeepers, he's off the bench to give it to T. Shipalani.
You know, I think that's what the head coach of FC Edmonton were talking about. Just a little bit sloppy with their passing, you know. They've had to do a lot of chasing in the first half, and when they've got the ball, they've given it away cheaply, which is unlike FC Edmonton, you know. They're very workmanlike.
Deleuze almost able to find Fondy. Shipalani. This time to Fondy. Deleuze. Miller's making himself available. See if Watson will go to him. No, it's Abadawi instead. Abadawi back to Deleuze. Deleuze back to the captain, Nasby Abadawi. What a story he is.
Great patient play again there from the Rail Hawks. You know, they're looking all the time, their heads up. You know, that's what I've noticed in this game. Every one of them got their head up. They're looking to combine. They're looking to play.
Abadawi shucking and jiving. Bravo. Couldn't totally get his body around it. That's how I hit him right there.
That's the one. Great play again, though. Natas Abadawi, little jink inside, just gets his head up. That's what I just mentioned about. And there he is squaring it across to Omar Bravo. And Bravo's never going to give that up on his favoured right foot. He's just tried to get around it a little bit early and bend that to the far post. But if he'd left it, he had Austin Deleuze, who was isolated, he was all on his own. He would have been able to took it a touch and hit it with his left foot, but there's no way Bravo was going to leave that. Great play again from the Railhawks.
This time the second ball won by FC Edmonton. Watson tries to get it back. Ledgerwood goes right through it. Watson steps on Ledgerwood. And now
Brilliant.
Watson comes in hard. Fordyce will get it back. Fondy doing the work defensively as well, putting some pressure on. Ledgerwood. Smith.
What I like about this from the Railhawk standpoint is every time that ball moves, even if it rolls back a little bit, the back four, they're trying to get up the field, and that's what's making it so compact, and it's easier for the midfield of the Railhawks to be able to get bodies around it.
Shoulder to shoulder bump. Here's a shot. Silvestre will just pop it high in the air. He was in the right place that time.
He was dipping as well, that Dean, to be fair. That's why I think he had to put his...
This is trouble. Amiobi. Daly. Shipalani was hoping to head it into space. Give Ledgerwood credit for keeping this attack alive here for FC Edmonton.
Yeah, they look better with Ledgerwood at holding midfield tonight for me, because what he'll do is he'll get around it. You can see he's chippy, he's mixing it, he's not afraid of a battle. He'll put his body in there, and he missed that in the first half. FC Edmonton, they didn't have that with Christian in there.
We told you the possession in the first half was 68-32 Railhawks. Right now, FC Edmonton's put together almost 25 passes. Until that one right there as Miller finds Shipalani.
Sorry, Dean, I'll be happy with that, though. It's 25 passes, 55, 60 yards away from goal. That's not, you know, that's what you want your team to do. They've got to shift and move. Edmonton a good side, but all they're doing Albert Watson's kept him on. It was a wonderful ball. Nothing the goalkeeper can do about that. And as it skips off the surface, Fundy got his body behind it. But the linesman got that wrong.
I think you're right on that, Sam. Even is on, right?
Even is on.
Fisk will square it to Correa. Correa tripped down. Boy, the Railhawks. Boy, even you saw Smith with his head down like he thought it was 2-0 Railhawks.
Yeah, it was just a great ball. You talk about delivery, there's nothing the goalkeeper could have done that.
Miller. Now Watson will pop it high in the air. Fondy with Bravo. Quick little touch. Now Fondy to Deleuze. Deleuze on the left side. Deleuze has Abadawi in front of him. Bravo, far post. He'll go Abadawi first. Nice little movement there by Abadawi. Shipolani is in, back across. Deleuze was looking for the brace right there. Almost got to it. Railhawks stay with it. Sent back in again.
Another wonderful ball there from T. Shipolani. I love that ball. It's open. It's early. It's in such a dangerous area. Defenders can't defend it because they're facing their own goal, and it skips in along the floor.
Connor Tobin. Abadawi will leave it for Fondy. Oh, man, if that works. If he can backheel it to Bravo, it's on. Boy, the communication's solid right now, but here's the problem. It's still only 1-0, Sam Stockley.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And just that little movement there has just triggered about how the assistant coach, Greg Shields, you know, I went in at half-time and was speaking at the office, and he said about that area. He said he felt that there's space there if they can manipulate it. And he even spoke about it at half-time, and that was a prime example of it. The two centre-backs for FC Edmonton, they don't want to step into that hole, Dean. Not at all. And with Bravo and Fondy occupying either side of them,
there's no pressure and there's no balance and cover from the two centre-backs on each other, and I think they'll get another opportunity if they can find it in those gaps.
Smith. Nobody home. James Marcelin, the Haitian international, had knee surgery over a month ago, worked his way back, struggled a little bit coming off the bench here the last couple games. He's going to check in. Next opportunity for Colin Clark and the Railhawks. This one way too long. It'll go out of bounds. And with that, this will be the moment of the change, and it'll be the goal scorer, Austin Deleuze, who will come out for James Marcelin, and Deleuze will not be in a hurry.
I think he's putting a great shift there. There's nothing wrong with that. I think this is more tactical than anything else. You know, it's getting to that stage of the game. Last 25 minutes. FC Edmonton have got 3 in against that 2, and what they'll do is they'll push Nazar Badawi out there, but he'll stay tucked in, I would imagine, a little bit. And Marcin will come in there and just be a presence. He'll sit in there, him and Watson, and they'll try and cover that. The two midfielders from FC Edmonton.
All right, so Marcelin.
And experience the excitement of sporting clay shooting. Tonight's winner is in section 304, row H, seat 3.
Yeah, well said. They'll move Abadawi out wide, and Marcelin will sit in there with Watson.
Deep River Sporting Clays.
Fans having a good time here on a Saturday night. It's cooling down, just pleasant. You're right, though. It was super hot earlier today.
It was. Yeah, it was. Didn't feel like...
For late September?
Yeah, I spoke to the wife at home, and it was very, very cold in Liverpool and very, very damp.
Angle to Eckersley. Too strong. It'll go out of bounds. Miller.
Wednesday. Take on the New York Cosmos. Tickets that game are on sale now. It can be purchased on CarolinaRailhawks.com or by calling the box office at 919.
68th minute, 1-0 Carolina. Shipolani gets in the way.
Wouldn't surprise me. You could just hear Coach Colin talking to T all the time about this right hand side, or the left hand side for FC Edmonton. You can see Eckersley loves to get forward, and Frisk, what he does, he comes inside a little bit like what Deleuze does when Black's playing on the left hand side. He'll come inside and Black will go up and get forward, and they're doing this here, and T. Shipolani has to do a defensive job here.
Fisk will go off of Bravo, out of bounds. I like to see that smile on Bravo's face.
Yeah, you just see he's very clever. He's just slid early to block that ball and hits his chest, comes off. Just his arms out there for balance, and it looks like that way. But again, you see this line. Look at the line from the back four from Carolina Railhawks. They're not dropping. They're staying high. They're keeping it compact, which is, when you're playing against three in midfield, for the two centre midfielders, is so much better for them because they can get close and around the three of them.
'69th minute. Eddie's on the ball. Shamit Shom. Sam Stockley, told you about him before the first kick, and he has shown some speed. Bravo, a little pressure on Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood's got the yellow card, so he's got to be careful. Fisk, boy, Shom did well to get it to Correa. Moses steps up. Got to the ball first.
Yeah, he's going to win that. That's his opportunity, and he took it.
Kareem Moses, you talk about putting in solid shifts. How about checking one off for him?
Yeah, he's done very well tonight, very well. You know, he's had a responsibility there in the first half with Niasi, who's gone off with a hamstring now, and now he's got to deal with another tricky player. And he's done very, very well, very, very well. Correa's a different type of player, but he's getting in that hole. He's got him and Shom coming at him and exchanging, so he's done well. He's just got to stay a little bit narrow. It's the one thing I would say. Let the ball go around the outside of him. He doesn't need to get split between him and
In practice, they've said Billy Schuler has just continued to bring great work ethic, great attitude, and he's going to get a shot here to play a few minutes. Watson now has Marcelin to help stabilize that midfield.
You can see Nick Law on the overlap there, look.
Yeah, great call, Sam. Here is Nick Law. Fisk is in front. Amy Obi, 71st minute, sent right back across and cleared out of there by Tobin. Eckersley. Now Miller. Shom. Boy, Eckersley, they're just pretty much leaving him all alone on the left side.
Yeah, he's pushed up high. It's difficult to defend because they've got the extra man in midfield as well, so there's nothing really T. Cipollone can do about it. The only way he could do it is maybe match him up with that three midfield, that 4-1-4-1, but this is where T. Cipollone has to be careful, you can see, because otherwise Stephen Miller's going to get pulled out, and if he gets pulled out too quick, Amiobi, Frisk, they're going to dart into that gap, and that's why they've just got to keep, Stephen Miller's just got to keep talking to T. Cipollone.
They'll go out of bounds. Still waiting on checking Schuler in.
Wouldn't surprise me maybe if they bring Bravo off.
Yeah, I think so. I was going to say the same thing, Sam.
Just because they're a little bit under the pressure. They're not really getting much of the ball at the minute. Railhawks are having to shift and move and defend. And like you said, he's been showing that work effort and work rate in training. So they'll bring Schuler on just to be a body for Fondy up top to really work those two centre backs.
Here's the thing: if it is Bravo, he's not going to be happy.
No,
he likes to play.
Yeah.
And it is going to be Bravo. You can see him. He saw it right there and shakes his head. He doesn't want to come out.
No. Credit to him. He's done very well. It's difficult. Yeah, he's not happy, but you don't expect him to be happy. He wants to play. He wants to score goals. He wants to be involved till the very last minute. He's put an excellent shift in up there and just bring Schuler in there for some fresh legs. And
so Schuler for Bravo. He's still a professional, isn't he?
Yeah. Goes and sits down there on the edge of the bed. But
throws his water bottle.
Yeah, that's normal. There's nothing in that. That's just a disappointed player. Yeah, there's nothing. Disappointed player who wants to stay on the field.
So Schuler in. See what he can bring. He brings some high pressure defensively. Nifty little ball there. That Let's show him he's everywhere. I mean, he was just in the back line a moment ago.
Yeah, it's clever. He knew exactly what was around him. He knew that there was pressure with a bit of spacing behind. He just decided to try to flick it onto himself.
Daly. Mickey Daly. Silent but deadly back
done well,
there.
yeah, done very, very well. You know, him and Connor Tobin have gone about their business. They've kept Amiobi, should I say, down to hardly anything.
I do want to remind everybody that both the subs are officially Mellow Mushroom substitutions, as we thank Mellow Mushroom and all the great sponsors of the Carolina Railhawks. Edmonton, one mistake and they could tie a game that feels pretty much in favor of the Carolina Railhawks. And let me tell you, at minute 74, we got a lifetime of soccer left here, Sam.
Yes, I have.
Cipollani to Schuler. Schuler. Way too early to head to the corner flag.
I was wondering what he's doing there. He's going to have to shield that for a long time.
Schuler trying to stay with it, fell over his own feet. It'll fall back to Watson. Marcelin. And now Stephen Miller. Miller. Abadawi will keep it in bounds, far side corner flag. Minute 75, Railhawk Soccer on WRAL2 and Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. And your radio dial, 1550 AM and 99.9 HD3 the ticket. James Marcelin has it for a moment. They'll push it to Abadawi. Abadawi tucking back in, good ball. Schuler, it'll fall, top of the 18, Shoma's there. Watson will get it back. Watson can deal from there. Instead he'll give it up. Schuler's onside. Back to Watson. Tough ball for Watson. I mean, nothing Watson could do with that ball from Schuler.
No, I don't think Watson wanted that ball back then.
Amiobi peels off of Daly. Amiobi now sees Miller come in support, so he'll drop it. Fordyce can hurt you.
Yeah.
Fordyce spins. Miller looking near post.
Just see, yeah, you can see all the time. He's just trying to work it onto his right foot. You can see Stephen Miller's doing everything right there, and he just cuts him there. Great play from Fordyce there, but you can see that's his weaker side as that comes across him. Just couldn't get it across his body. He was trying to probably go far post with that and just spun off his weaker foot. But, you know, it's a telltale sign. You've got to be careful. You know, FC Edmonton are going to want to break. They're going to hit you on a counter-attack. No question about that. They've got the players and quality to be able to do it. And you just hear Coach Colin there calling down to Schuler again to come on, do his role and do his job in the team and hold his position.
Abadawi spinning with it. Spins right into two white jerseys. Handled there by Dustin Correa, and a foul then on the Carolina Railhawks. Want to give a big shout out to Carolina Railhawks front office man Zach Bratt, who just got married last week down at Bald Head Island. And
good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to Zach and his lovely bride.
So here comes Keegan now. Keegan's got goals in him. Second scorer for FC Edmonton. Good player. He knows how to finish. He'll certainly go box to box.
'77th minute. Play forward. Jake Keegan, Sam told you, just into the game. Daly now, Silvestre come charging out. Eckersley looked like he fouled Cipollani, and he did. I give high marks to the referee today, though. Sam?
Yep, he's done well. He has. He's done well. He's let the play develop. He's got his eye on the game. He's done well. You know, he's pulled things back when he need to. Maybe got the only slight against his 10 out of 10 might be the fact that he give Albert Watson a yellow card when he probably didn't deserve it, but I don't think there's such a thing as a perfect game, right, Dean?
No, well said. Except when you played, Sam. Here's Schuler. Schuler into Cipollani. Abadawi, Schuler calling for it. Back to Abadawi. It'll fall to Watson. Why not crank it up? Just over the crossbar.
There's that area again, you know, the two centre-backs don't want to step. If they could keep moving the ball around there, they're going to get an opportunity. Does well there, Matty Watson, just couldn't get over the ball, but they've changed the formation a little bit now for me, FC Edmonton. It looks like they've gone with two up front. Tommy Amiobi here's maybe dropping a little bit, but they got Keegan as a high point. He's a high centre forward.
Miller over to Abadawi. Abadawi on the turn. The player's down right now. I think it might be Shipalani. Now Fondi's going to knock it out of bounds. Shipalani is down. Marvin Ceballos is available. With Shipalani down, good opportunity to take a look at the Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina game plan that we opened the show with. And stating the basic, great crowd here.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Really, really good. Great evening for the game. And you know, you see here how about some home cooking, and so far it has been for the Carolina Railhawks. They've been excellent. They've weathered the storm in the second half, in those first 15 minutes, and still had opportunities. You know, they've had the offside goal and another ball that T. Shipalani spun in across the box, and they've really limited FC Edmonton to hardly anything, hardly any opportunities on goal. And then tricky tool, you know, the big part of the pre-game talk from Coach Colin Clark was about not giving away free kicks, silly free kicks in and around the box corners, and they haven't done that.
Just that one from Moses, and after that they settled down, you know?
And they haven't. They've been very good. They've been very, very disciplined right across the field, very disciplined.
Once again, today's game plan brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, reminding you they have a health plan that's right for you. '80th minute. Shipalani back up and at him, but we could see a sub for Shipalani. Ryan Shriver's on the bench, so is Ceballos.
It's been a good battle in there between those two, Watson and
Fisk.
Ledgerwood.
Go off of Miller. 81st minute. The score still 1-0. These are the games that they scare you just a little bit, Sam. You know what I mean? Like you think about the possession and the opportunities, what should have maybe been the second goal, and we're talking about a good team here.
Yeah,
the Eddies can score.
You just seen there, the assistant coach Greg Shields talking to the manager, talking about substitutes, who they're going to bring on.
Shipalani looks to be okay as he was down with some cramping. Fondi. Eckersley will just knock it out of bounds. It looks like Ceballos is going to be the one that's going to get the nod. Shriver's also come over. Watson taking the throw in, staying with it. Boy, Watson's so good. You think he's going to lose the ball, and he always gets it back.
And then he just has that. It's like he's got that extra stride as well, that next gear. It's like he's got 6 gears, not 5. He could just stride it again, and it just accelerates. It's excellent.
Silvestri with pressure from Amiobi. Nice, calm work there from Silvestri. Took a deep breath, I think, right before.
Yeah, it's just the game's wide open. FC Edmonton at the minute, they're trying to press high. I can see Coach Colin Miller trying to get his team to squeeze up behind the ball, but they can't. The back four aren't getting up, and the game's stretched over sort of 50, 60 yards. And Carolina Railhawks been so good with the ball tonight, they just can't get near him, FC Edmonton.
Tough ball back from Moses to Marcelin. Marcelin will clean it up and give Moses another shot at it. Moses pushed from behind on Schuler. Referee doesn't want anything to do with it. Probably a good non-call there. 83rd minute. It's Carolina Railhawks 1, FC Edmonton 0. We're watching Railhawks soccer on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel and WRAL2.
Good pressure there. Look, they've got 3 Carolina Railhawks players around him. Eckersley's not used to being this far back. You know, he's normally right up the field, putting balls in the box, delivering balls. And
flag will stay down, coming off of it. Tobin does well to run back and get it. Boy, shoulder to shoulder, Jake Keegan made a perfect spin, but Tobin was there to clean it up. Fisk, back to Keegan. Keegan, good ball in. Amiobi climbing the ladder, knocked out of bounds, throw in for the Eddies. Colin Miller has used all his subs. Colin Clark still has one more mellow mushroom substitution to make if he wants to. We'll keep an eye on T. Shipalani. Watson, what a tackle from Watson. Schuler, back to Marcelin, numbers are there. Shipalani into space. He'll try to cut you if he can. Instead of hold back.
Well played.
Yeah, well played indeed to Abadawi. Abadawi's got Schuler on the right. Still has him. Schuler back in front.
It's a nothing ball for me from Schuler there.
Marcelin thought about cranking one. Fondy is in. And Fondy just mishit that one.
He's got to go across goal, Dean. He's got to go hard and low across goal. Just lean back off it there. It's a great play. Real patient play again. Excellent step from Marcelin. Schuler lets over and he's just stopped on it. As he's hit that ball, he's gone backwards. He's just got to go through it and hit that across goal. Even if the goalkeeper there, Van Oekel, gets something to it. He had 2 or 3 players coming in on that back post, and he's gone for that power that we spoke about.
85th minute. It's the Railhawks 1, FC Edmonton 0.
You see Brian Shriver. I think they'll bring Shriver in here. I think that maybe they'll just that's a foul. There's 2 hands in the back there. You can see Daly looking for it, but I think they'll bring T. Shipalani off. T. Shipalani doesn't need to be so high. Him and Abadawi now. Look at the game. If you look at it over the camera in a minute, it's spread about 75 yards. They're playing with 4 up. 5 minutes to go. Naz Abadawi just tuck in there on that ball on that side, and there you go. He'll pick the ball up.
Abadawi looking for Fondy. It'll fall to Schuler. We're now in minute 86. Watson, there's that extra gear that Sam Stockley told you about.
Been excellent tonight, Matty Watson, step into everything. It's just been engaged again.
Abadawi to Marcelin. Marcelin had it for a moment. He'll lose it. That'll make Colin Clark crazy.
They've pulled Amir, sorry, they've kept the same. It's like Amiobi pulled out to this left-hand side, it seems like a little bit. But then Frisk is out here. It's interesting seeing how they rotate. That's where Stephen Miller's got to be careful, because now Amiobi comes up onto the back of Stephen Miller and he's left 2v1 with Frisk, and that's where they switched T. Shipalani to bring in Naz Abadawi here to be that more defensive look.
Yeah, Fisk wearing that number 9 jersey over on the left side here high with Amiobi, Keegan more central. Correa, number 11. Shome just goes wherever he wants to. Here's Eckersley on the left side. Brian Shriver will be the final sub, the Mellow Mushroom sub for the Carolina Railhawks.
Great ball.
87th minute. Correa, marked by Moses, will spin back. Wants it on his left foot, off of Moses, throw in. We're in minute 87. Brian Shriver will check in. Shipalani's just going to go out over on that side. The referee was not going to let him.
He's done well tonight, T. Shipalani. Second half, he's had his moments and been very well. He's put some good balls in the box, but back to the old Shipalani. But it's interesting now as he's getting, you see him walking off here. He's having to change his game a little bit, He can't just beat people with pace anymore. Everybody knows about T. Shipalani, and what you see is coming inside and outside more. He's mixing his game up, and he's had a very good evening. He's been good on the ball. His final ball's been very good tonight.
So Shriver will hustle on. Referee does well to wait for Shriver to find a man to mark. Long throw in coming. Boy, a lot of jersey there on Amiobi. 88th minute now. Touch from Schuler. Miller will ping it long as the Railhawks hoping to hang on and get 3 big ones here.
Now you take it to the corner, Schuler. Good play. Just keep the ball. That's how you run the clock down. Just keep the ball. Keep it moving.
The Railhawks 10th place right now in the fall season, but 19 points would push them right back up to just behind 5th place Minnesota. Combined standings, they would move to 33, and depending on the other results, would just be on the outside looking in. They're very much in this, very much.
For sure, and that's why I think you see this brilliant there from Moses. But that's why I think you see, you know, it was a real focused pre-game. They were zoned in, Carolina Railhawks. They knew that this was a must-win game, and again, they've produced it, you know, on the back of that couple of away games where it wasn't so good for them in respect of points. They've come home again and picked up 3 points, which is massive for them.
Eckersley, high pressure from Schreiber. One nothing Railhawks. One bounce to Silvestre. Here's Marcelin. We're in the 90th minute. How much time you guessing, Sam? You're usually pretty good at that.
I'm going to go 2 minutes.
All right, you say 2, I'll say 3.
3. Yeah, they've had, what, six subs.
Remember, Shipolani just fell to the ground for quite some time in the second half, and we're both wrong. It's 4.
4 minutes.
Dan Henders, our producer, words of encouragement there.
Yep. You just see here Cream just killing a bit of the clock here.
So 4 minutes of added time. It's going to begin as soon as Moses is upright. It's going to begin right now. 4 minutes. So 4 minutes. Shown with a quick touch to Fisk. Eckersley making that run on the left side. Miller trying to slow him down. Miller might get a card there. Miller goes down, rolling around. Oh, there's going to be a red come out. Miller's there. And that's not going to be good.
See,
so,
he's been brilliant, the referee. He's been outstanding, and this is where he's got to know. There's 4 minutes of injury time. No one's complaining about it. Nobody's asking for a card. Nobody's asking for him to be sent for a card off this.
So Miller with his second yellow, and that'll be a red. And that'll hurt. That means Miller will not be available to play against the Cosmos.
And that's where the referee, again, you can see it here. Eckersley does take off, and Miller's just trying to grab onto him. He gets caught, and his leg actually trails in there. He knows it takes him off. I understand it. Hey, listen, the referee's got a job to do. I understand that. But that's where it's injury time, Dean. You know what I mean? There's no need to send the lad off there. No one was complaining about it. They got the free kick. Laws of the game, yes. But understanding the game there, doesn't need to do that. Not in injury time. Different if he's clean through on goal.
Wow, so now the Eddies with a man advantage and probably still pretty close to 4 minutes because they'll add some time on after Miller walked over. Now the Eddies will have a player roll around. Moses will bomb it long. So the Railhawks need to hang on for about 3 minutes down a man, Sam.
Yeah, they've got to get up. The Railhawks need to stay up. At the end of the day, he's offside there. FC Edmonton player's offside. So they got to stay up.
Advantaged.
Brilliant.
Silvestri, almost a tie game right there. Go
Watson.
out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. Watson coming back
on Amiobi. Great little 1-2 play there. Gets it. Good little layoff comes in here. See the runner from Amiobi, little layoff there from Smith, and there you see, look, Matty Watson chucking his man right into the 93rd minute. That's what you talk about. You don't play it 90 minutes, you play it the 94th minute.
Back across. Everybody was still watching that player that was offside, including me, as Watson comes all the way back. Sent back over the top. It'll be a goal kick. So you see right there, I figured it's going to go at least to the 95th minute, I think, Sam, after that red card, at least, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So a couple minutes left here, and the Railhawks down a man. Silvestre is going to take his time. He's got to be careful because all of a sudden now the referee is...
Yeah, they just slipped Marcelin back there and put Connor Tobin on this right-hand side. For me, I'd even drop Matty Watson a little bit deeper, pull Schuler back. You know, Naz Abadawi and Matty Watson can have two holders in front. Just put 5 at the back and just soak it up for the next couple of minutes. You know everything's going to come long and quick.
Daly will ping it long. Shriver. And Shriver fouled.
He got caught there, to be fair. Just see here, Shom just leaves his foot there. You see, just there it is, just gets caught. It's a bit studs up there, to be fair to Shom. If you're looking at it like that, Brian Shriver gets caught on his, gets there quick and flicks it on.
Watson, Fondy. Probably about 45 seconds remaining in this one. The Railhawks up 1-0 with the man advantage. Tobin tracking all the way against Amiobi. Yeah, Amiobi now making a run. He bounces off of Abadawi. Eckersley's open on the left side. Watson there to win it the first time. Correa. Eckersley still open. They can't get it to him. Fondy now. Can he get out of danger? Matt Fondy. Shriver is open. Shriver with one man to beat. Shriver checking all the way back. Referee taking a look at his clock. He bombs it long.
No problems there from Daly. It's exactly what I would have done.
And when it goes back to the goalkeeper, there's the whistle. How about the Carolina Railhawks? They knock off FC Edmonton by a score of 1-0. Colin Clark with a handshake for Colin Miller, for Kyle Lang, Dan Enders, and the entire gang. My broadcast partner, Sam Stockley. I'm Dean Linke. Your final score once again. How about the Carolina Railhawks? They knock off FC Edmonton 1-0. Thanks for being with us here at WakeMed Soccer Park.
Forget my mind.